Two timeouts still left. 30 seconds to go. Adrian Martinez. What do you have left? Not the football. It's kicked away, and Texas has it.
You know, that was a good team we just beat tonight in a pretty hostile environment. So they prepared really well. They practiced really well. And then ultimately, I think they performed, pretty well tonight.
Stevie Lee, a big win for your Horns, baby, in the Little Apple. 34-27. That's called perseverance at its finest.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah. Hey, well, I'll just say this. They looked good in the first half, up 31-10, and then like clockwork, they let them back in. And I've got to ask you, how nervous were you or how frustrated were you getting in that fourth quarter?
I was like, here we go again. A bunch of tired players again. And thought that they were going to tie it up in that drive. I'm glad that they didn't. We found something in us to get a stop. But it's the same story for me, man. We won the game. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Happy we won a game. Happy we came up with a big play at the end. Who was that strip?
It was Snacks, Keandre Coburn.
Yeah, Coburn came up with that strip. And I'm jumping up and down. But too close for comfort, man.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be all gas, and we got to come out second half and put some more points on the board. Right? So,
yes.
I think that the goal should be whatever we put on the board in the first half, we need to at least match it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Offensively. Yeah. So
they're not scoring a lot of points.
Not at all. And so we got to figure out if that's need to be coaching adjustments, or is it really conditioning? For my defense, it looks like conditioning. And then we have and when they get tired, they miss tackles. So there's some key tackles that we should have had that we're missing. And then when you're running around playing zone, one false step because you're tired opens up the whole zone. And a decent quarterback finds that zone, and a decent receiver sits in that zone that's open. So still some things that needs to be handled in the second half. Come out all gas, no brakes first half. And then we start pumping the brakes second half.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I really don't. That is the consistent issue with this team is that second half, because my God, man, 3 points. Now the defense getting some burn now. They're showing what they're capable of, but like you said, extremely tired.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm not understanding at all about it all. What can you do? Even our sponsor, Hargrove Roofing, man, they probably got solutions. Coach Ab. He probably has some solutions if Sark and Coach Kwiatkowski would like to listen. I mean, he has a good coaching pedigree, so to speak.
Yeah, he does. But for me, man, from what I'm looking at on TV, is they're tired.
Yeah,
and they're not conditioned enough to finish out the game the way we need to finish out. Because a decent team is going to just go by, no matter just what they said at Texas Tech. What did the coach tell them at Texas Tech? Just stick around. They're going to
stick around. Be patient.
Yeah. And that's exactly what has happened at all our losses. They stick around and then hit us in the mouth in the end. So happy that we came out with the W this weekend because we hit them in the mouth at the end. But it can't happen against TCU, man. We got to get up on them, and we got to stay up on them.
That's because they're going to score a lot of points.
Yeah.
Now, we just mentioned briefly how even though Kansas State outgained Texas, I know stats don't tell the story, but nowadays I just think that teams are giving up a lot of yards. Defense is not the priority anymore, but Deuce Vaughn, who's one of the best running backs in the country, Texas did a really good job at limiting him. I mean, what I learned about Deuce is he gets one steps laterally and goes. I mean, the guy has great vision. He's just a great all-around football player. But if you gang tackle him or the defense gets a hit on him, there's not a lot of breaking ability for him, at least against Texas. And Deuce, this is what he said about facing that Texas defense.
I thought they were pretty physical. I feel like they played well today. It's one of the things that we knew about coming into the game is we're going to be a physical team, but it's on us to go out there and be physical as an offense, and that's something we're going to have to work on just a little bit going into this Baylor game because it's a really good Baylor team.
So the guy gets it. He's really a smart kid. I mean, he comes from a good pedigree, his dad being a coach. And so what did you think about what the defense did despite giving up all those yards? Other than we know that second half that they look a little exhausted.
Yeah. Defense, let's just talk about the first half then. Defense looks really really good because they kind of knowing where to be, and the play calling was spot on, right? Yeah. Because with the threat in the backfield like Deuce, you knew that they were going to run him, play action him, right? So our DBs did a decent job of staying home on the play action. So, but then I don't know what Kansas State was doing, because some plays they took Deuce out.
Yeah.
And because they wanted a better blocker in, I believe. And so when you have a better blocker in, then we know that you are about to throw the ball. So those are the little pre-snap tips that you need to hone in on as a defense, just for you to be great, So Deuce is good. He's decent at blocking, but they wanted better blocking in, and it just tells us what they're going to do.
It's a thing about them, though. Adrian Martinez had a pretty good game against Texas.
No, he did, yeah.
And they're a good team. They are a pretty salty team. I mean, the Big 12, you really don't know. I mean, this is, like you said, they are cannibalizing each other, each of these teams. You look at Texas, they're in a log jam at second right now behind undefeated TCU.
Yep.
And anything goes. And I think we got to go back to the month of November. And here we are, the Horns. They're not done yet. I hate that term yet, that word. And that's pretty much what Sark said about moving forward from this win. And you kind of get the body language that he said, it's a great win, but we are still not playing to our ability.
We're not done. We've got more work to do. We've got a great opportunity ahead of us in this entire month of November. As I told you guys, man, it's what you do in November is what everybody remembers. And so we've got an opportunity to do something special. And I don't think we're done yet.
Okay, so when you hear that, I mean, because all we can do is read body language. We don't know what's fact yet. I mean, you've seen them practice, but at the same time, there has been improvement. But from your point of view, what is that improvement enough to run the table here this month from what you've seen?
You asked me for a prediction without asking me for a prediction, huh?
Yeah, hey, predict.
They gotta find something in them against this TCU team, man.
Yeah,
because TCU will come out and score, and then keep scoring. Come out after halftime and do it all over again. So we gotta really dig deep and stop these guys. And then our offense, we gotta put the motor on too, right? So mauling these guys on the line and letting Bijan do his work, and then holding these guys and let Ewers do his work in the backfield, right? And so, and Ewers got to get better at. The commentators were talking about his spirals being tight, and he can sling the ball, he follows through, and things like that. I mean, it can be followed through and be a real tight spiral, but it can't drop 5 yards in front of the receiver every time either, right? So
they got to get that combination done, that deep ball.
Yeah.
I don't know. They just cannot hook up on it.
Can't hook up on it, but you also see that our receivers can blow the top off of anybody's defense right now, right? So if we are hitting them deep and they're playing deep, that loosens things up for Bijan on these little out routes and or handoffs. I mean, that our counter could play really well to that,
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I'm not a coach.
Yeah.
I'm a positive guy, right?
Yeah.
I see what we can do. I see the potential, right? And so we do have the potential to run the table.
Right.
We want to see us run the table, but we got to finish games at the end of in the fourth quarter. In the third quarter, come out like a 0-0, play hard, and finish the game in the fourth.
This may be, I mean, the only thing offensively that bothered me, and you can't, I mean, Roschon had no control over it. That was a great strip from behind. Man, that right there, this is why you do the strip the ball drill in practice.
Yeah.
Come over the top. That guy, I got to quote Brian Mays on this. We were watching the game. That guy, that DB held up it looked like a Derek Johnson with a cast on it.
Mm-hmm.
He held that thing. He had it cocked back for about 5 minutes before he went in there and jarred that ball.
Waited the right time. Waited for the right time. He did it.
He really did.
Yeah, it was nothing that what was it? Who was running it?
Roschon.
It was nothing Roschon could do.
No.
He was looking down the field ready to make a play on someone else, and there was someone behind him. Kudos to that kid for getting up and actually finishing the play, So, but hold on to the ball, kid.
Yeah, hold on to it. Well, the good thing is, we saw that the Horns are bowl eligible now. That's something that they were not last year. But
and so that's very, very important. People sleep on being bowl eligible.
Yes.
Right? Because our last game is Thanksgiving. Right?
Friday. Yep.
Yeah, Thanksgiving. If we're not bowl eligible like last year, that's the last game, and the coaches don't get to touch the kids until spring ball. So now that we're bowl eligible, we play that last game end of December or end of November.
Yeah.
And you wait around for a whole month for your bowl game. And that bowl game, between that last game and that bowl game, you are beating these kids up in practice. I hated bowl practice with the beginning of there was always a month between the A&M game and our bowl game.
Yeah.
And those first 2 weeks, we had to get ready for finals, and we did. I don't want to air quote it. We took schools, Coach Brown took school seriously, but we were getting ready for finals, but we had hard practices those 2 weeks. And then he wound us down the last 2 weeks. And but that's very, very important that you get a whole month of extra practices with your team.
Significant.
You can install things, you have more workouts and things like that for the kids. They're not just going home and getting fat between Thanksgiving and Christmas, or actually Thanksgiving. And we usually, if you don't take a bowl game, make a bowl game, these kids can go home for Thanksgiving, come back and finish their finals, and then go back home and won't come back until like January 9th to 19th or something like that. Or the mid-January for the fall or the spring semester, right? So football-wise, you want to make a bowl mainly to get that practice, that extra practice. That's a whole nother spring ball between the last game and the bowl game. So that's very, very important. I think that's people don't talk about that enough.
No,
and how important that is.
You're buying extra time to practice. Tom Herman was good with it. He was 3-0 in bowl games. Yeah.
They had that whole month to prepare the next team and prepare the guys and their bodies. And then they come back, they go home after the bowl game. Say it's a January 1 bowl or, late December bowl. You go home for a couple of weeks, tops, and you come back on campus, you back working out and in school and start spring ball, and we started spring ball at the end of February. I think Shark started his in March, I believe.
Yeah.
But all that you got all that time back in the gym, back in the playbook, back with your coaches, and that's the part that people don't talk about. And I was really, really upset. I wasn't upset last year that we did not go to a bowl. I was upset that we did not have that practice.
That's the big part, the growth, the maturation of it all. It's growing as a team and developing players.
Absolutely.
So one area that I thought that I know everybody saw, but, they did put some Bijan on it. And you look at what he did. He had 209 yards. They gave him 30 carries, Stevie. That's what, quite honestly, they should be doing almost every game, 30 carries. But 192 carries this year. I don't know what like in baseball, you need a pitch count. I don't know where they want to keep him as far as carry wise, but a 30 carry game is what he should be at or near every game, in my opinion.
All right, so you and I are on the same page. My wife came in. She started watching the game with me, and she said, "Man, they are working this kid." And she was like, he's just taking these hits, and they're working him and working him. And I said, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
She said, but he's going to want to go to the NFL, and he don't want his body all messed up. And I said, he has Bijan, so he's making enough money in college, right? I'm only joking, though, man. I'm only joking. I want the best for the kid.
Yeah.
But he has shown to be a workhorse for us.
Yeah.
Right. And he's really, really good at being a workhorse for us. And so we can continue to use him like that unless he shows us otherwise.
Yeah. Because
that 30th carry was just as explosive as that first carry.
You talk about somebody that's in tremendous cardiovascular shape.
Yeah, no question.
Unreal.
No question. So once you see him think that he's slowing down after you give him some carries, and he's slow to get up, and you talk to him and see how he's actually doing, then you can kind of back off and let him have some rest, because we got two other good running backs behind him, right? But if he's popping up and that 30th carry still look like that first carry, let that man eat.
Yeah, eat all day.
All day.
Ricky had several 30-plus carry games.
Yeah. So, and the game has changed from Ricky's years to these years. They had some big old boys back then, and teeing off on you, and they didn't have the targeting calls back then, man.
Oh boy.
So yeah,
I get it. It's supposed to protect the game, protect the players, and all that. So Bijan and the Horns are in prime position. That this month of November is going to be exciting, but you know what? It's about to be really exciting again this Saturday. Coming back, ESPN Gameday.
Absolutely.
Man, Alabama, they were here. That was fun all day, trying to convince people I'm going with that we need to be there by 2:00. They're not buying it right now.
They're not buying it?
Not sold.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting again on campus. It's electrifying, man, whenever game day comes to Austin. And having them here twice in one season feels like we're a top 5 team.
That's what it feels like.
We actually could have been a top 10 team, all those games that we lost, we should have won if we had a fourth quarter game. You know what I'm saying? I give them the Alabama game. So we should have one loss on our schedule right now. And what do we have, 3?
3. Alabama, 3? Tech.
This is Tech and Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State and Tech should be games that we've won, right? We should be a one-loss team right now. And if we're a one-loss team, then yes, we are top 5.
Easily.
Top 7. Let's say that.
Yeah. Well, TCU for sure.
Yeah.
will be is in the top 5 this week. They're number 4 in both the coaches and AP poll.
Yeah.
And man, what a weekend. What a freaking weekend. I called it. We have this new episode called Saturday Shorts. I do a quick pick some games, labeled it Upset Central. And, I picked LSU. I picked Georgia. Well, it's not really an upset, but Tennessee to me, great team. But they're not ready for that. They're not ready. They're not ready, especially to go win on the road in Athens.
Yeah.
I picked Liberty to beat Arkansas. Arkansas for some
reason.
Did
you really?
Yeah.
You picked that?
Yeah, Hugh Freeze, man.
Yo, man, listen, I need to take you to Vegas with me, man.
Let's roll.
If you pick that game.
Get on the heater.
Yeah, man. You never get up from a heater.
No, never, ever, ever. So this was the site. Hilarious. This is the ground level view. I thought it was ballsy for LSU to go for it. Brian Kelly loved it. It was another field was stormed by fans afterwards.
If you ready for war, come and get me. Man, I'm raw. We don't talk. Yeah, I'm here. Get it in. Man, I'm something like a storm and I appear. It's a win. It's a ooh, ooh, ooh. It's a smile. It's a grin. But for you.
Man, that's good camera work.
That is good camera work, man. Listen.
We gotta pull Bijan out.
Listen, that stadium is the number 1 place to watch a football game.
Death Valley.
I'm from Louisiana. I was recruited very hard by Jerry DiNardo at LSU. And I would go down, like if we had a playoff game at Crowley, or a game down at Independence or something like that. One of my friends' dads would just throw us in the car, because being recruits, you can get if you're a recruit and you get to campus, they'll give you a ticket for everybody that you're with.
Woo.
As a recruit. And so I was being recruited, and some of my friends' dads their kids weren't being recruited, but they would jump on me and Philip and say, hey, come and jump in the car with us. Ask your parents if you can go to the LSU game with us, and we'll go down like after a game. And I'm like, I don't have a change of clothes. The dads would be like, well, we'll buy you clothes. We'll buy you clothes. And so we would go. They'll get us a hotel room in Baton Rouge. We'll leave a game, get a hotel room. And recruits get to stand on the sideline when the band comes out, when the tiger comes by, the live tiger comes by in the cage and things like that. And they make the tiger growl in the microphone.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they don't do it anymore. It's cruel and unusual punishment, I guess.
Now, I have been to Mike's cage.
You have?
Yeah, that's really cool.
And so, and listen, man, the I don't know if you know, but the band plays this song, and they go around the stadium to each section of the stadium, and when they're on the field before the game, and the song goes boom, 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 and the drums go do 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 do, and then they point at one end of the stadium, boom, 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 boom. That end of the stadium goes crazy, go nuts. They point to the other side, boom, 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 and then the last section is the student section, boom, and they just go nuts. And when you're on the field, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. When you're on the field and you're looking up at it, man, it is fantastic. And they do that, and then they play the fight song, and then the guys run out from the tunnel, and it is electrifying, right? So that stadium, when I was being recruited, it wasn't as big as it is now.
Right.
We're up to like between 101 and 105,000 fans in that stadium, and that stadium, we just started selling liquor in our stadium, liquor and alcohol at the University of Texas. They've had liquor and alcohol since Kingdom Come in that stadium, right? And then it's a night game. And so they're in the parking lot getting liquored up all game.
Oh, yes.
It's South Louisiana, man. Those are drinking Catholics down there,
Man, they've been selling liquor at Northwestern State, Louisiana Monroe, McNeese.
Yeah.
Stevie, I was at Lake Charles, Louisiana for covering a game in McNeese State. Man, I can say it now. They were serving us beer in the press box.
Yep.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah, no question. I remember my coach, Coach Mike Tollison, defensive tackles coach at the University of Texas. Before he came to Texas, him and Bull Reese was at LSU. And Coach would tell us stories about, where I'm from, it's the Bible Belt. It's all Baptist. Yeah. North Louisiana is Baptist Bible Belt, man.
Yeah.
There's more churches than there are Starbucks. In fact, we only have one Starbucks, but we have several churches on every corner. Anyway, he goes to recruit in Louisiana, and it's a whole type of recruiting, different type of recruiting, because you in the Bible Belt, you're talking to Bible thumping Pentecostal parents, that you're trying to get their kids to come to the heathen university in South Louisiana. But he said if you recruit in South Louisiana, kind of below the below I-10, below Opelousas and things like that, it's all Catholic, drinking Catholics. So he walks in a kid's house in South Louisiana, and the dad offers you a beer, and the kid comes around the corner with a beer in his hand. So you're recruiting a kid that's drinking a beer with you. You're recruiting his dad that's drinking a beer. The mom probably have a glass of wine, and you just all getting liquored up while trying to get your kid to come to LSU, man. So it's a different vibe down there, man. When you have a night game at LSU, everybody's having a good time. I remember being a recruit also and walking through that parking lot.
Yeah.
With the $2 million stage coaches and big grills and TVs that pull out at the bottom. If you left an LSU game hungry, it's your own fault. It's etouffee, crawfish, it's everything you want. Jambalaya, and don't let them play Florida, because you're gonna have gator. They're gonna be grilling some gators down there, man. Listen, if you ever left a LSU football game hungry, it's your own fault.
Man, when LSU was here in this tailgates, I'm not gonna lie. I went through 3 of their tailgates. I didn't eat anything in the stadium.
Yeah. They're gonna do it right. And listen, I bleed burnt orange. This is my guys. I got a degree from there. I got blood, sweat, and tears, literally blood, sweat, and tears that I've left on that field out there. But I got a little bit, and my wife hates me for saying it out loud. I got a little bit of purple and gold in me because that's where I'm from, man.
Yeah.
So just a little bit though.
What about Natchitoches, Louisiana? You got a little purple for the Demons?
The Demons, I do, man, because my grandmother lived in Natchitoches for years, and I would spend summers in Natchitoches.
Oh, it's a pretty town. I mean, it really is.
Well, on certain sides of the track, it's pretty. Let's say that. There's a couple square blocks that are pretty, yes. But every year for Thanksgiving, me and my family, me being the girl dad that I am, I take my kids down to Natchitoches, and we go see the lights.
Yeah,
the Christmas lights on Cane River, and they have a huge a fireworks show on the first night. They light the lights, and they shut the streets down, and they keep all the shops open late. And it's a really, really good time, man. It's good old fashioned North Louisiana. And you can walk the streets with your drinks. Well, we usually get coffee and hot chocolate and walk the streets and just kind of do some thrift shopping,
Good times, family
it's
time.
It's a great time. I love Natchitoches, Louisiana, man. I still got family there. But yeah, we go every year just to go and hang out.
Man, I may have to find a spot in the Stevie Lee wagon and go to Natchitoches. I don't know why they're not any good at football anymore. I don't know what the deal is in Northwestern.
Yeah, I think the Louisiana High School Association kind of messed up Louisiana high school football right now, and they need to get back to where we were. Splitting the schools up and the private schools and the public schools being split and have to play in their division and things like that.
Right.
Because when high school football is that good the way we were back in the day, it's not just LSU that will be good. It's the McNeese, it's NAC, it's Northwestern, it's University of North. What is it? Monroe. Louisiana Monroe, Louisiana Lafayette. Yeah, La Tech and Tulane. All those schools are good whenever high school football is good in that state. So, and I think Tulane is doing decent, right?
They're ranked.
Yeah, they're ranked. So
they are ranked.
Yeah, and so that what is it? LSU and Tulane, the only schools that are ranked, but you have plenty of those programs in that state that can actually be doing well.
Could be doing well. So here's what I find as amusing at LSU: the visitors' postgame room. This is check it out. It's funny. Alabama trying to conduct postgame. Just listen to the background.
That's not the reason why. Whatever the field position is, it's on us to execute and move the ball down the field. First and foremost, it's on me to play better, to do better. As a player, as a leader, I have to be better, and I wasn't that today.
Right outside the door of the LSU.
Let me tell you something. I wouldn't put it past those LSU fans. They know where everything is in that stadium. And so whenever somebody go in and out that door, they'll start that chant on purpose. They do that on purpose, man. They know everything about that stadium, the history in that stadium, and everything. So I'm sure there's a bunch of fans that just wanted to stand out there and yell.
Oh, 100% they did. Yeah. that reminded me 20 – oh, my God, what year was it? 2011. Let's say 2011. Oklahoma and Missouri. Missouri was still riding a high back then. I think it was 2011. May have been 2009. Man, they upset Oklahoma. It was in Columbia, Missouri, the MIZ-ZOU going on. And we're interviewing the Sooners right outside their visitors' locker room. Missouri fans lined up just yelling something. I can't remember what it was. It was like something, tigers have teeth or something like that. I was like, what are you doing? Drunk women everywhere.
Yeah. They know exactly what they're doing down at LSU, man. But it was fun to watch. Going for that going for 2 for the win. In my head, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You let Bama make the mistake and you win. And then in my head, I was saying that, but in real life, I was like, go get that. Go get that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Go get it. Yeah. So I guess, my coaching philosophy would be let the other team make the mistake. And we play sound football, let the other team make a mistake. Man, he went for it, man. I had a smile on my face, man. So I had a really good night on Saturday night, man. So my Horns win. My second favorite team, the LSU Tigers, win, taking down Alabama, and them Stros won.
Hey, we'll get to that, man. That's pretty cool. Hey, real quick, I want to ask you: is this window closing? Are we getting close to the end of Saban's window at Alabama?
And that is a really good dumb question.
Yeah.
Because I say that because no, that's a really good question. I'm joking with you, man. But what I don't think it's the beginning of the end. No, this man Saban has gone. Didn't he go to the national championship last year?
Yes.
Him and Georgia, right?
Right.
And they lost. They're still in contention right now. Well, not for the playoffs. No, they're out of contention for the playoffs. But this late in the season, they were still in the talks of it, right? Give me another season. Actually, this man has earned 2 more seasons of not being in the college playoffs, and we can talk about his window.
Yeah, that's the part that a lot of people, because people are talking about it, and I get it. It's a valid question. Because you look at, wow, Alabama's got 2 conference losses behind LSU and Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
And A&M sitting there at 1-5 and 3-6, 5 straight losses. It's crazy, man.
I'm trying not to smile.
I know it.
The little brother getting their tail beat, man. They thought
they look
yeah,
hurt, everything.
yeah. There's trouble in paradise over there, man.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, there's some blood in the water.
So I don't know what to think. I really don't. I don't know what it is.
They got to ride it out for another 5 years unless they want to pay these salaries, man. Jimbo Fisher is not getting it done.
No.
Right? So either you bite the bullet and cut your losses, or you just got to ride it out. And maybe he will. I mean, not maybe, he will get another year next year. And if he turns it around next year, we're this is all a moot point.
Correct.
But right now, man, it is bad, especially your 5th year in.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
It looks awful. You can say, I mean, I know they can say injuries, all that, but it doesn't matter. Everyone has injuries.
Yep.
But
Everybody,
they did have the flu on this team this past week or yesterday.
Yeah, I heard that, and that sucks. But next man up.
Let's go. Bring them up.
So. Yeah.
Hey, real quick, who are your top 4? Do you think we'll see Tuesday?
Top 4.
In the CFP.
Oh.
See, it's tough, man.
It is tough. So obviously Georgia.
Yeah.
I think Tennessee stays in the top 4.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think that, they were number 1. Who else we got? Who was 3? Georgia was 3, right?
Yeah. They got to go to 1.
Yeah, they got to go to 1. I don't know, man. I don't know, but I'm also thinking TCU, man.
TCU's getting close. I don't think they're – I mean, because they were bitching last week because they were 7. I'm just like, just win. It'll all take care of itself.
Yeah.
So last week is Tennessee, Ohio State, Georgia, Clemson. Clemson got both.
Ohio State was on the ropes too, though, weren't they?
They were close against Northwestern.
But after the 3rd quarter, they started to pull away.
Right. Hey, another one I picked, Stevie. I picked Notre Dame.
You did?
Yeah. I mean, they're not the better team. It's just they're playing at home.
Yeah.
They were juiced. They beat Clemson. Clemson has been suspect for a few weeks.
Yeah. Who they played last week? They almost lost that one. Yeah, they were suspect for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Look it up. It's all good.
So I want to say Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, Tennessee.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan, what do they have, 1 loss or 2?
No, they're undefeated.
They're undefeated?
They whipped the pants off of Michigan State and Penn State.
Yeah, they're not playing anybody right now, though.
No.
I would put TCU in there over that.
You would?
Mm-hmm.
I put TCU at 5.
Well, but TCU, what was their non-conference games?
We're going to find out.
They weren't anything big.
No, but they play like SMU. It wasn't anything that'll make you want to write home about.
Yeah. So, no, you're right. No, they're not in there.
They played Colorado, Tarleton, SMU, and they beaten Oklahoma, TCU, or Kansas, Oklahoma State, Kansas State, and West Virginia, and now Tech.
No, they haven't played anyone to put themselves up there. at all, actually.
I tell you what's a cool story is this right here. Rock, chalk, Jayhawk. Bowling, baby.
Yeah, man. Yep. Now just keep winning to get yourself in a better bowl and get better bowl gifts.
That is, that's right. The watches, everything.
Yeah. The better the bowl, the better the gifts.
Lance Leopold's done a fantastic job with that program in a short period of time.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got them thinking and confident, everything. Stevie, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to wrap it up with your Astros on the other side. You got to get your boy Mattress Mack. That dude is just a people person, a man of Harris County. And we're going to talk. We got a kicker from Texas. He's just automatic. That's upside. That's coming up on the other side of this break.
Hi, I'm Stevie Lee, former defensive tackle for the University of Texas.
And I'm Clyde Hargrove. I'm a roofer.
I also saw action in 52 games.
And I fix a lot of roofs.
Also won a Rose Bowl and never lost to A&M.
And I fix a lot of roofs, right, Stevie?
Oh, right. I'm sorry, I zoned out a little bit.
So are you going to say that thing about Hargrove Roofing?
Hargrove Roofing. Know who's on your roof.
Is this even going to work as a commercial?
This is Jay Gotch, CEO of the Austin Gamblers, and segment 2 of Stories Inside the Man Cave is next.
Dicker in his Chargers debut is the hero.
Look at that, Dicker the kicker. First of all, Stevie, I had no idea that he was with the Chargers.
Yeah, apparently they just picked him up. I don't know. But no, that's awesome, man. Dicker the kicker. We got 2 good kickers right there in the NFL.
It's unreal.
In Texas. You got Justin Tucker and is his first name Cameron? Because all I know him is
Cameron Dicker, yeah.
Dicker the kicker, man.
It's Dicker.
Like I told you last week, man, I really enjoy watching my Longhorns in the NFL, man.
I do too. Every week.
Every week, yeah. We get made fun of for not having draft picks and things like that, but once they get on a roster and they make a roster, they work hard.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
There's too much talk being made of free agents, not enough Longhorns drafted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've seen quite a few. They go undrafted. Look at Poona Ford.
Yeah.
Guy's making a name for himself.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Hassan Ridgeway.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big guy.
Yeah.
He's right there.
Yeah.
Man, there's a great story here locally, and we're going to call him the Austin ISD Rushing King, the new one. Good young man, good from a great program here in inner city Austin. LBJ, the Jaguars, coached by Jamal Finner. This young man has just waltzed through and has shattered, eclipsed the AISD rushing mark. Look at that, almost 5,000 yards rushing. But he can still get it, win the playoffs. I'm sure he will. He only needs 80 yards.
Yeah.
70 touchdowns, also an AISD record. 2016 Mobile Car broke the record. He's the running back that went to U of H, played for Tom Herman. But this young man is impressive, very impressive. Going to Vanderbilt, SEC, Commodores, Vanderbilt, a tremendous academic institution.
Yeah.
I mean, just a good-looking kid all around, athletically, academically, great person. This is a pretty big deal.
It's a huge deal, man. Just think about all the players that have come through the Austin area, and this kid has 70 TDs, man. That's saying a lot. That's doing a lot, man. And this is an era where freshmen don't really touch the field that often.
No.
Or even on the varsity team. So to get that many yards, I don't know how much he played as a freshman, but to get that many yards right now in this era of large high schools.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive to me.
No, it is. And, I know AISD, a lot of the schools just don't have enough participation. But you still gotta rush those yards. You still gotta have those types of games week in, week out. And man, congratulations, Cedric Alexander. The Alexander name has been a part of LBJ history for quite some time. I cannot wait to see this guy when he goes to Nashville, Tennessee, and see what he does against SEC competition. And he's going to be a success in life. He's going to change the world in many ways. There's no doubt in my mind. So, Stevie, you were also celebrating last night because of this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's go, Mac. Let's go, Mac. Let's go, Mac.
Mattress Mack's got his Texas-sized belt buckle, old school Astros uni, $75 million smile. That guy does more for the city of Houston.
Yeah.
Through tragic weather, everything. God, man, and somehow he continues to make money. I don't know what he's doing on those giveaways, but dude, he just won $75 million.
$75 million. Whoever he placed that bet with, they're probably laying everybody off today. they're in the hole for sure.
Yeah. God.
Yeah, or they got to use this time to actually like make marketing out of this because they're out $75 million. Yeah. So well, they're out 65. They got to give him his 10 back and then raise another 65 million for them. So, but hats off to Houston, man. That was a fun win last night. What we are not talking about is Dusty Baker.
Yeah,
the guy is lovable and lovable by everyone. The way he went over to the stand, to the desk to be interviewed by Big Hurt, Big Poppy, and was it Derek Jeter?
Yeah.
They stood up, hugged this man, had words in his ears because they absolutely love him. Everybody in MLB loves Dusty Baker. Even if you're playing against him, they love this guy. And to see him get that win as a manager was pretty special. He won. Well, apparently won one. I wasn't around. He won one as a player, but having him win one as a coach, because you can tell the way he loved his players and his players love him, right? And so you just wanted to get one for him. And so what was funny, he said at the desk last night, he's like, well, they asked him how long he's going to continue to do this. And he said, well, I always said if you get one, you might as well get two. So I feel like he's coming back. Listen, if it was me and I'm 73 years old, I got all the money that I need. I got a World Series as a player, and I just got one as a coach. I'm taking my cigar and I'm riding off in the sunset.
Let's go.
I'm done. I'm
retired.
Done. Retired. I'm spending my next 20 years sitting on the couch smoking cigars and drinking whiskey. But Dusty, I feel like Dusty's going to be back out there going for another one because he loved these guys. The guys love him. It's not a hard job when you actually love the people you're around.
Right.
And so I really felt that the way they won that game last night.
I love it too. Even I'm not a Houston sports fan at all.
Really?
But no, I don't like any of the teams. Let's just say that I'm not a fan of any team in Houston. Let's say that.
I got you. Okay.
So here's the thing that I hated, and I've never understood it. There was so much criticism of Dusty Baker because he couldn't win when he was in San Fran. I believe. And they were, oh, well, he's not going to win one here. Well, you know what? The window of opportunity for the Astros, we're not even close to the end of that. Yeah. Maybe halfway. They are clearly the best franchise in baseball, hands down. Hands down.
And there's a couple of rookies on there that's playing too.
Yeah.
Playing well.
Yeah.
And Jose Altuve is, I mean, he's getting a little older, but he's still good on the field. Yeah. Like he's still top. Like I saw him play when he was coming up when the Round Rock Express was affiliated to Houston back in 2019.
Yeah.
He was hurt, and then he was coming back, and they sent him to the minor leagues to get some warm-up games. And he came out here, and I saw him play then. I was like, this guy's special. He's special, and he can place that ball anywhere in the ballpark you want it to.
And his range is ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
And power.
And he is low to the earth too, man.
Yeah, well, I'm with you. I'm with you, Altuve.
Yeah. But no, he's a good guy, man. I was happy to see him win. I was happy that I got to see him play in the minors here in Round Rock, and but they happy to see him win one in Houston, man. So it was just fun all around to see that. And when they interviewed Dusty, it was like the highlight of my life. I wanted to hear him speak and talk about how this made him feel, and he was ready to celebrate.
No, he was, man. I thought when they were all hugging him as soon as that final out was caught.
Yeah,
that was special. I'm just a baseball guy. I love baseball.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't stand Houston, but I tell you what, Minute Maid Park is pretty special. I've always thought that. I'll admit it, Houston fans. I'll admit it. I'm a big Rangers guy. I've been suffering. Nelson Cruz, why did you not catch that ball at the World Series? We would have had 2 World Series championships.
Yeah, man.
But you know what? It just wasn't meant to be.
Wasn't meant to be.
We're in purgatory right now. The Rangers are coming up. They're coming up. They're on their way. Bruce Bochy was hired, and that leads us to this.
Hey, man, tell me something good.
Stevie Lee, you may have already done it, but is there anything else that the people need to know that maybe constitutes you telling something good?
Well, you stole my thunder a little bit earlier, man. Something good is game day is coming to Austin again.
Oh, Lord. What do you hope to accomplish that you didn't when they were in town for Alabama?
I'm staying at home until it's kickoff time. I'm not getting in that mess. No, I don't know, man. I may come out there a little bit early, but it's going to be a fun weekend with game day coming to town. And just be careful out there, man. Go ahead and get liquored up. Get in the game, sober up, take a ride share home.
Yep.
It's just gonna be fun. It's gonna be the electricity in Austin is really, really fun whenever game day come in. And I'm gonna look at the weather and see what the weather is gonna be.
It's gonna be chilly.
It's gonna be chilly.
61 degrees.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
I do not like it.
No, I love it. I can wear a jacket, be comfortable, put something over my ears. I'm in. I'm all in. All in.
Man, I am so soft when it comes to anything below 70.
Nah. Come on, man. It's football weather.
Oh, it is, man. It is. It is. But if you're not moving around, it's bothersome.
No, it's not.
Oh, my God. It's gonna be good.
Like me, I like the cold.
Hey, I'm gonna put on a pair of tights under my pants. I'll have the Stevie Lee jacket on.
Yeah, man.
And I will bring a beanie.
Yeah, absolutely. You have
Cover
to.
my ears. I'll put it in my pocket. I'll wear a lid.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something good, man. And here in Texas, the second season, Texas high school football playoffs. Westlake's going for a 4-peat.
Yeah, man.
Never. I don't think that's. Wait a minute. 6A. I don't think it's ever been done. Allen did it with. They won quite a few with. They may have won 4 straight. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But Westlake hasn't lost a game. They're on a 49-game win streak.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow, that's special, man. You know, that's what I did in high school.
Banjo, you guys had college players.
Yeah, that's really special, man. We went 60-0.
That's unreal.
We never lost a high school football game, and that end. So you couldn't even. I mean, it should be a movie what we did, because we were 3A for 3 years.
Yeah.
And then my senior year, with our undefeated record on the line, we jumped to 5A and ran through 5A and played West Monroe in the Superdome for the championship game. And that was the little school versus the big city school.
Yeah.
And Brady James, that played long time with the Cowboys, was on that team. And it was a fight, but we won. Finished out my high school career without losing a football game, and that was pretty special. And for Westlake to do that, man, that's really, really special. That's really, yeah.
And it's Westlake. They're kind of. It's weird to say this. They're kind of in a rebuilding year a little bit.
Yeah.
Quarterback wise, but they're. You know what? They always find a way to develop. They may start the year with 3 quarterbacks. They'll end up with a 1 by the time the playoffs. I mean, it's unreal, Stevie. They got a chance. I think Liberty Hill has a chance here. I think Dripping Springs has a chance to make a run. There's a whole host of teams, and it's fun this time of year. The road to Jerry World.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I may have to come out to some of these games here in the playoffs now.
It's going to be fun. It is, man. Well, brother, I hope so. Tess is going to be there. Brian Mays. We got to get all the stories inside the Man Cave family together.
Let's do it.
Saturday, Texas tailgate. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Texas, TCU, man. And, hey, if Texas wins, they're only a game out of first.
Yeah. And then you play. If we went out, we were second place in the Big 12, and we play in the Big 12 championship game
in Arlington.
Yeah.
Man, that's
special. We can
win in November to remember.
Absolutely.
Let's go, Stevie Lee. For the OG Man Cave boys, Big Mike, Hardball Harge, and Coach Mo, and the pride of Shreveport, Louisiana, Stevie Lee, right there. We are out.